Random acts of kindness. Can we make kindness the norm? Is it possible? Well, let's give it a talk. Yeah, random acts of kindness. I mean, the term speaks for itself, right? I think it started making popularity back in, years ago with Oprah Winfrey on her show. She started talking about random acts of kindness. And it may have happened long before that, but it has really become, a very popular subject, random acts of kindness. Of course, a lot of us really didn't need a term. We didn't need to be told. Some of us do random acts of kindness on a daily basis, whether it's to family and friends or coworkers, or you're kind to animals for no reason. You get your dog a new toy. That's a random act of kindness too. Uh, you can do all kinds of things, and trust me, without even thinking about it, if you have a hard time coming up with, like getting somebody a cup of coffee or a bag lunch, or showing up at your girlfriend's work with a nice, a couple of pizzas for her and her coworkers, that's an act of kindness. That's an act of love too. There is just hundreds of listings of acts of kindness on the internet. Just Google it. I recommend. There's one place that I really like to look. There's a lot of quotes, a lot of sayings, a lot of you know things to do, a lot of downloadable information, stuff for kids. They're really big on kids. It's the Random Acts of Kindness Foundation at randomactsofkindness.org. A great website. You can download all their stuff. That right there is on their site. Inspire, empower, act, reflect, share, and wash and repeat. And let me tell you something. There's also scientific evidence, believe it or not, that random acts of kindness are good for your health. They're good for your health. And not only that, if people witness you doing an act of kindness, the people that see you do it feel better. It probably even inspires them to go out and do something nice for somebody else as well. Some of the scientific evidence that I've read, and let me go ahead and do it for you. Bear with me, I'm going to read something. This is on the randomactsofkindness.org website. Okay, and I really do encourage you. I'm gonna leave some links in the comments, in the description, but I really encourage you to check that website out. I mean, it's awesome. It really is. Uh, the love hormone. Witnessing acts of kindness produces oxytocin, occasionally referred to as the love hormone, which aids in lowering blood pressure and improving overall heart health. Oxytocin also increases our self-esteem and optimism, which is extra helpful when we're anxious or shy in a social situation. Energy. Energy levels. About half of participants in one study reported that they feel stronger and more energetic after helping others. Many also reported feeling calmer and less depressed, with increased feelings of self-worth. Happiness. A 2010 Harvard Business School review, a survey of happiness in 136 countries, found that people who are altruistic, in this case, people who were generous financially, such as with charitable donations, were happiest overall. It makes you feel good, you know? When you do something good for someone else, it makes you feel good. Your lifespan. People who volunteer tend to experience fewer aches and pains Giving help to others protects overall health twice as much as aspirin protects against heart disease. People 55 and older who volunteer for 2 or more organizations have an impressive 44% lower likelihood of dying early. Start getting happy, folks. Pleasure. According to research from Emory University, when you are kind to another person, your brain's pleasure and reward centers light up, as if you were the recipient of the good deed, not the giver. This phenomenon is called the helper's high. I know a lot of you guys out there have got the helper's high. I have a lot of friends that give and give and give. Serotonin, like we talked about earlier. We talked about oxytocin. Well, serotonin, like most medical antidepressants, kindness stimulates the production of serotonin. This feel-good chemical heals your wounds, calms you down, and makes you happy. Are you getting happy now? Doing good for other people is good for your health. And not all, but I would say a large amount of acts of kindness are done anonymously. But they don't have to be. I mean, like I said, you can walk up to someone face to face and hand them a $10 bill. Care package for homeless people. And paper bag, biodegradable. Do your part. You know, the care packages, they may have socks and toothpaste. You know, and some people even put a $5 bill in it. You know, if you have the money. Bag lunches, same thing, paper bag. Put a nice little lunch in there and hand it to persons on the street randomly. You don't have to expect anything in return. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. When you get through, when you get done with a project that you're on, you may make it a point to go out and do small acts of kindness every single day. But then you may get with some friends and, like I said, go to the park, whatever park, find a group of homeless people and sit down and talk with them. Just sit down and talk with them. Hand them all a care package and a bag lunch and sit down there with them and talk. Take a handful of pizzas down there and sit down and you guys enjoy pizza together. I tell you, you'll walk away from there feeling like a champ. No ifs, ands, or buts. That's my recommendations. You know, random acts of kindness. Do it. Do it often. Start now. At home. You know what? Random act of kindness. You may not be the one in the house that does most of the cleaning or the dishes or whatever. Go in there and do the dishes. Just do them. I know people say, well, those are chores. Well, what if you're not the one that does it all the time? What if you live in a rental unit with roommates and you just happen to have a roommate that is the house cleaner? Some people are like that. They constantly cleaning. I'm not. You should see my desk. It's a mess. I clean it once a month, maybe, admittedly. But there's all kinds of ways. And like I said, go to randomactsofkindness.org and look at some of the resources that they have. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. And if you can't think of, things to do, look at Google. Google it. There's hundreds and hundreds of tips, tricks, random acts. There's lists. I'm not kidding you. There are lists of different things you can do and call them a random act. So, get out there and do it. Coming up in the news. Well, you know who's back in the news. Donald Trump. It's not just, the January 6th commission and that fiasco. But it also goes to what, recently happened at Mar-a-Lago. The FBI, legally and justly so, obtained and executed a search warrant and found a bunch of boxes in his basement, cardboard boxes, which were later found to have classified material, top secret material, and what they call top secret SCI material, which is supposed to be like high level. So, like I said in a previous episode, the man basically left the White House and stole a bunch of shit. In January, he had already turned over, I think, 12 to 15 boxes, and this time around, he was reluctant to. They had asked him for the boxes repeatedly. He wouldn't do it. They confiscated, I believe it was 17 boxes. So all in all, the guy was obviously hiding something. Well, you can keep it. You can watch him or not. I mean, the man's not even president anymore. So I mean, and because he's an asshole, that makes him pretty much irrelevant. But there again, he can still be dangerous. So let's just make it where he cannot run for president again. And let's just hope, by God, Ron DeSantis doesn't run in 2024. Oh, that's Trump's mini-me. And he's probably worse. He's probably worse. So keep your eyes on it. Keep your ears to it. We'll just see what happens. In my closing thoughts, not going to talk about the news, not going to talk about Donald Trump. What I'm going to talk about is the happiness factor. The random acts of kindness. I just think that is a wonderful thing. And to know, to find out that, and a lot of you probably already knew it, but, to find out that it is scientifically good for your health, good for your heart, good for your blood pressure, makes you happy, makes you sleep better, reduces pain. I mean, it's all there. It's all there in the literature. You can find it and try it out for yourself. Go out there and do a random act of kindness once a day, and then do a biggie on the weekend. I mean, do some small ones, throughout your day. And I guarantee you, after a while, you're just going to start feeling better. You're going to feel better. I would wager that if you took and went and did random acts daily, and again, like I said, a biggie on a weekend, I would say that you could take your blood pressure at the beginning of the week, and then take it again at the end of the week once you've done this challenge. And this, I'm going to call it a challenge. Take your blood pressure in the morning, tomorrow morning, and then start doing random acts. Just start doing random acts. And at the end of a week, take your blood pressure again at the same time in the morning, and see the difference. I would wager to say that it will be lower. It will look good. Yeah, and you'll have more energy, and you'll feel better, and your aches and pains will probably go away. So I believe it. I believe in it. Give it a try. So just, take care of your fellow man, take care of yourselves and each other. Until next time, peace.